Have you heard of Market Leader? If you're in the real estate business, chances are the answer to this question is yes. Market Leader is a real estate technology platform with a ton of different tools, features, and functions, all designed to help realtors get more leads, nurture them more effectively, and close more transactions. And since they've been in the CRM game since the days of flip phones, they've been around long enough to have learned a thing or two about what they're doing. But is Market Leader all it's cracked up to be? Are they really the solution they claim to be? Well, in this video walkthrough, we're going to put the platform to the test. We're going to try out their most important features. I'm going to show you what it's like to be a Market Leader agent. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Market Leader walkthrough. Now, there's a lot to look at on this platform, so let's get started right away. What you're looking at right here is the dashboard. This is what you see right when you first log in to Market Leader. And you can see this is a pretty typical dashboard, but there are some interesting things, some components about this particular interface that I really like. First of all, they have a unique lead sorting window right at the top here. You can see all of your contacts are sorted by what you've tagged them as, whether they're new leads or cold leads or made contact or warm or hot or whatever. You have kind of a unique breakdown of these folks. Now you can see this is customizable. You can add and subtract stages within here. You can change the colors. You can change whether or not you actually see it on the dashboard. They call that the pipeline. I'm not totally convinced this is a pipeline, but I guess I can see it. It does move from left to right here. You can add in your own stages. This is cool. Not a lot of dashboards have this. This is a handy little feature. You see you've got new contacts here, and then buttons to choose to see all your contacts, a spot for your upcoming reminders, and then just kind of some messaging about things that are happening with your new contacts in the last 30 days. So again, Market Leader's clearly prioritizing speed to lead here and giving you the tools that you need in order to make that happen. They also offer some Facebook advertising. This is different from their leads product, but I'll get into this in a little while. And then some really basic metrics about your visitors, the performance evaluator, which is a limited kind of analytics platform. I think actually we'll click into this just since we're here. This analytics platform, frankly, it leaves a little bit to be desired for me. It's interesting, but it doesn't really give us any kind of customization. It doesn't really allow us to get the data that, frankly, if I'm pulling data, I want to pull the data exactly that I'm looking for, and this is relatively static. So a little bit of a swing and a miss as far as the analytics go, but not bad. I mean, I'm glad that they include something. So let's get back into the home experience. So here we are on the home experience. Market Leader CRM has exactly what you'd expect it to have. It has a CRM as a major component of it. So let's look at a contact form. Now you can see I selected contacts from the navigation at the top here, but there were plenty of places on that dashboard, that front dashboard, that we could use to get into our contacts. Here we've got a list of the contacts, and you can prioritize based on how you want these to be sorted, so that's helpful. And if you're looking for a specific contact, you can just search it at the top. I also like this cool filters option. You can create a filter and display just contacts of a certain type or of that you've marked a certain way. This is especially helpful if you are dealing with like specific verticals of clients, like say investors or first-time home buyers or vacation property owners, that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. Let's get into a contact. So we're going to choose Jessica Grimes here. Now, just so everybody knows, this is an account that Market Leader's given me access to. This isn't my personal account, so there's going to be some some information in here you maybe wouldn't see in a typical CRM, but it's a good example of what you could use your CRM for. So looking at the contacts here, we've got a cool kind of timeline. I like this. It's like a chronology of your interaction with a person. As you can see, it goes way, way back to where the contact was first added, and then steps along the way, like emails sent, added to campaign. We'll get into campaigns in a little bit, but that's what Market Leader calls their automation options. And we'll scroll back up to the top here, all the way to what's going on today and most recently. And this is cool because this little bell here gives us an indication that it's like a notification that we need to be aware of. This isn't something that the contact did. This is something that says, hey, we got to make a phone call. We should have made that on the 8th of February. We're past due on this. And it lists the script that you're going to use right in here. So this is like the lead dashboard. You can get into their details, the phone number, email address, that sort of thing. And any information you want to add. It's cool. You can add social profiles here, extra information. I like this particular space because it is all editable. You can put in all sorts of info here. There is not an option, which I wish there was, but there's not an option to add customizable fields here. Frankly, that sort of thing is just one of those little extra touches that I think is really valuable. But there's obviously a lot of space in here, and you really can get just about all the information you need on here. And you actually want to be careful not to go too crazy on custom fields, because then you kind of get into the weeds and you wind up being a slave to the process instead of the product, and we don't want that. And then we've got tabs for properties. These are saved searches that maybe Jessica has on your website, which is pretty cool. That's one thing I really like about the CRM is it's directly connected to the Market Leader website. And you get these real-time updates into lead profiles as to the sorts of activity that is taking place, including, like I said, saved searches, properties that have been favorited, properties that have been viewed, and then property alerts that have been sent. Now, this is a really valuable feature, in my opinion, because you may have conversations with your leads about the sorts of things that they're interested in, and then you might come here to their lead profile and you see, well, wait a minute, they said that they were interested in homes with 3 beds, 2 baths max, but I can see that they're viewing homes with 5 bedrooms, four bedrooms. So this is helpful to kind of make sure you understand exactly what it is your leads are looking for. I really don't like the old adage that buyers are liars, but frankly, sometimes you need to use all the information that you can get. So, and then a spot for transactions. If they've committed or gone through any transactions with you, you can create a record of that stuff here. We have easy kind of hot access buttons to the things that you want to do with them. You want to drop an email to them. Great, you can do that. You want to make a phone call. Market Leader does not have a dialer built in, so if I click this button, it'll say, oh, do you want to make the call from Skype? Or if you're an Android user, I'm on a Chrome browser here, so it's giving me the opportunity to transfer it to my Chrome, to my Android phone. There is no dialer built in here, which is a little disappointing, but again, you do have a couple of options here. And then you've got notifications, reminders specific to this individual contact. So all helpful stuff. You do have an edit functionality. Again, that goes back into their lead information. And then you can do some other stuff here too, which is pretty neat. You can send them a CMA, the follow-up wizard. You can send them listings, refer contract, all of these kind of quick access items. Overall, my impression of the Market Leader lead profile is this is very robust and functional. It might not have some of the customization that you would get in a complete sandbox environment, but again, it's easy to get bogged down in that customization and create more work for yourself than you actually need. I think the things that you have with the market leader profile are all very functional. They drive you towards business. You've got a really handy dashboard right at the top here. And overall, this is an interface that is built to get business done. It's not built to just create busy work, which I like. So going back here, we've kind of looked at the dashboard, looked at contacts. Let's look at listings. This is a very cool functionality for Market Leader. Market Leader's CRM is directly connected to your MLS. It allows you to do the same sort of IDX search that you would see on your website or on popular sites like Zillow or through your local MLS. This Zillow or this search feels very akin to the Zillow experience to me. So if that's something you're familiar with, you'll be very familiar with this here. You can search. This has some search examples from previous searches that I've done. I like that there is a draw functionality. So let's say we just want to see stuff kind of around the Medina Bay area. There we go. Okay, so there it is, and it pops right up in the display. I mean, this feels like a very organic search functionality. We have been on this in a number of different websites before, so most people who are functional in real estate are going to feel at home here. And then, of course, you do have the typical filters that you'd see on any IDX-enabled search. So this is a really handy thing, and the reason that I think this is so cool, frankly, is I don't know about you guys, but it is a pain in the butt for me to have to toggle back and forth between my CRM and my MLS, where I have been accustomed to creating custom property searches. I have to create these kind of toggle back and forth workflows where I'm sending listing updates from my MLS, but I'm trying to monitor the reactions in my CRM, and frankly, it just becomes untenable and details are missed. That's just not the case here. You have that search functionality built right in, and that's really valuable here. So I love the listings function of this. You can go, if you go to listings, you can go to Market My Listings, which is cool. It'll pull your specific listings. It gives you a chance to click in and see that specific listing. There it is. And you can see this is actually, I opened up the website of the Market Leader website, which we'll get to in a little bit. But you can do a lot of stuff here, right? You can review your marketing activity report. This is any marketing that you have done as a result of this. There's some interesting metrics here. Overall, the analytics on Market Leader, it's just not a true analytics platform unless I have some control over the data that's getting pulled. So again, this stuff is helpful, but frankly, I want to be able to have a little bit more control over it. Anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do here. Feature this property on your website, create a single property website. This is really important to some sellers, and it can be important for specific marketing strategies. I'm more of a fan of marketing properties on your home base website instead of creating single property websites, but to each their own on that sort of thing. What I really think is cool here is you have the chance to, you can share this straight to Facebook or to LinkedIn or to Craigslist. I mean, these are really easy. Once you get them set up, you got to make the connections, but once you kind of get the legwork involved, taken care of, you've got relatively few clicks to do all of these postings. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think most of us know in the industry, very rarely is a home sold thanks to a Facebook post. But honestly, it's not necessarily about selling the home via a Facebook post. It's about visibility, both of you and your business. You're being active. You've got business going. Potential buyers and sellers are going to see this and say, oh, okay, looks like this person is an active agent who's working in the market right now. That's great for you for recruiting business. And more importantly, it's a visual cue to your seller that you're doing what you need to do in order to get the word out about their property. So pretty cool. You also have a chance to you can select what you want to do with all of these things. So I can send the property details page, or I can send people on Facebook to the single property website, or I can create a flyer for it, and we can actually go ahead and print that flyer. Let's see what will happen if I open that up. So here it is. You can download the PDF. We're going to get into the marketing a little bit more, but there's some print on demand options built right into the Market Leader marketing suite that are really cool. So this is the listings section of the CRM. Frankly, this is really strong. I would say this is leading, if not best in class, IDX functionality for a CRM. If you are somebody who does a lot in and out of your MLS, you're going to feel right at home here, and frankly, this is going to save you time. So, I don't say this about many CRMs, but honestly, this is like an A+ function for me. There may be a couple of tweaks that I would do, but nothing that would take away from that A+ rating. So, kudos Market Leader for that. I touched on it just a little bit, but let's get into the marketing stuff. So, Market Leader comes with a marketing center. It's kind of a grandiose title, but yeah, maybe it lives up to it here. So here's what you get with the Marketing Center. You get a chance to operate kind of three wings of marketing. Email marketing, which is, usually kind of one-off kind of email sends. You can do print marketing, which I touched on a little bit earlier, but this is Market Leader works with, let's see, who is it with? I should have looked at this, but let's look. There is, here we go. Shutterfly. Market Leader works with Shutterfly to offer print marketing that is really, it's a cool integration because you can do kind of print on demand stuff like for, let's say, postcards. If you've got a new listing, you can send out new listings or an open house or price reduced or really anything. I mean, you can think of all the different ways that you can use direct mail marketing. Those of you who follow me on the close, I'm a big fan of real estate farming and that as a lead generation strategy. I mean, this could be a directly integrated tool into that strategy. But you also can integrate your print marketing into campaigns. So I want to show you what campaigns is. Email marketing, that's just pretty straightforward. We know what email marketing is. Print marketing, well, that's also pretty straightforward. We know what that is. Let's just click over here so you can see a little bit of what you would see if you were pushing at the Shutterfly print stuff. Pretty standard prices for, here we are with kind of regular standard postcards. It looks like 71 cents per postcard. That's a little high, I recognize, but I mean, that's a relatively small quantity too. If you wanted kind of the high end stuff, most people who are sending postcards are sending at either between 100 and 1,000. And so you can get those in pretty good. And that's a decent set of prices. You see, we've got flyers options. We've got folded greeting cards. They'll even do business cards for you. These guides are also pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can get into that allow this kind of print on demand and a print as a function of automation that really gives your marketing some cool opportunities. So let's dig into that. That's called campaigns. Campaigns, why use campaigns? These are automated marketing tools that enable you to solve a big challenge. Find a simple, relevant, easy way to stay in touch with past, current, and future home buyers and sellers. So that's great. That's marketing copy. But frankly, it kind of nails it. So let's look at a little bit. Let's go to the Browse Campaigns area. We'll see what comes up. Okay, so we've got a ton of stuff in here. It looks like this might be just print. Do they have? Oh no. Okay, so there's multiple things here. Okay, so let's start at the top here. So this is a pretty standard campaign, seasonal holiday. There's 15 touches, which means we're going to send 15 emails. This is all email stuff. And it's all going to be relative to holidays. So you can see it's going to be 15 that are connected to MLK Day, Valentine's Day, Daylight Savings, St. Patrick's, and so on and so on. These are, like I said, automated campaigns that you can easily drop people onto. And you can see, I'll just show you, I kind of open the campaign steps. You can see these are the different steps. So here's the Valentine's Day one. Pretty cool. Easy to use, really easy to access. This is totally free. I shouldn't say it's free. You pay for Market Leader, but this is a component of your subscription to Market Leader. So there is this is an easy pre-built campaign. You can see this has got 15 touches to it. A lot of good stuff in here. You can also do the same campaign in print. Right? So these are all postcards, and you can drop somebody. Here's the postcard version of this. You can drop somebody onto the print version of this. Now, these holiday ones, pretty straightforward. You can see it's got direct mail steps here. That indicates that it's print. But what I get really excited about, let's see if we can. Okay, so here's another email campaign, multi-channel. Oh, baby. Now we're speaking Chris's language, because now we have got a campaign that integrates direct mail and email marketing. Okay, so take a look at the steps here. So we've got step 1 is an email. Step 2 is direct mail. Step 3, email. Step 4, direct mail. If you guys are operating a real estate business that depends on farming, or maybe you have a really active sphere of influence, having these varied contact steps is just critical if you want to remain top of mind. Okay, I love that Market Leader gives you the option to integrate analog and digital marketing. And the cool thing about this is, let's see here, campaigns. Let's just bump back for a second. We can create our own campaigns. Now look, there are tons of campaigns. Like I just kind of went back to the My Campaigns, the top. Basically, you can see these are all campaigns that you have options for. Some of these have been kind of custom created that we've been goofing around with, but look at all of the different pre-created ones. Holiday Fun, $1 Million Seller Lead Conversion, Offbeat Holidays, monthly newsletter, Rent versus Buy. There are a ton of them in here, and you can add your own. You can create your own campaign, and if you guys are close readers, which I hope you are, you can then go on here and you can create a custom campaign. It can be interval campaign. It could be a date campaign. You can come to theclose.com. You can get great ideas for email templates. You can get postcard marketing ideas, flyer marketing ideas. You can even add in action steps like call this person or text this person that'll pop up in your notifications on Market Leader, and integrate this even deeper. You don't just have to go mail and email. You can include text messages and phone calls. And I have it on good authority that we might be seeing text messaging coming to Market Leader. It's not here right now. I want to make sure it's totally clear. If you get Market Leader, you do not have a built-in SMS texting function, but that may be something that's coming. And if that comes, I assume that you would be able to then integrate that third touch point into the automations. And man, now the sky is really the limit as far as how flexible this can be. So this is the marketing center of Market Leader. This is the third component of the back end here, or excuse me, the second component. So we've got the CRM, which is right at the top here. I guess it's technically the third component. You got the CRM, you've got the IDX integration, you've got the marketing center, which is cool. Come click back so you guys can see that one more time. And then let's go to the last functionality here, which is the website. So as a part of being a Market Leader subscriber, you get a real estate website. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I have pretty high standards when it comes to websites. I look at a ton of real estate websites every day. I look at website providers, and functionally speaking, this website works just fine. It doesn't totally blow the doors off for me. Like, there isn't anything innovative or new about this website, but frankly, you don't like I was saying earlier about the CRM. If you had unlimited customization, like a complete sandbox, it's so easy to get bogged down in process instead of the product. And we don't want that. So this website, this is an example of a website totally functional. Okay. It's got, you can go to the home, you can look for your home's value. You can do search right on your website. Now this search, if this looks familiar, it's exactly the same search, interface as what we were seeing on the MLS, except obviously a consumer doesn't have access to specific, add a listing, market a listing, that sort of thing. But you've got all sorts of cool stuff up here, and this is all customizable, guys. Like, it comes with a really usable template, but if you want to customize your website, that's really easy. You go to edit website. There's a full-on page customizer back here. If it looks like there's a lot here, there's a lot on this page. One, I think, criticism I would have here is it's easy to look at this and feel a little overwhelmed. Like, where do I go? What do I do first? Market Leader does offer some good training as far as how to use this backend a little bit, but in my experience, there isn't websites that have their editors have a very clear, like, here's the most important stuff, here's the second most important stuff, here's the stuff that in case you need it, you've got it. Like, there's no real separation here, and prioritization of your editability. That might be a little bit of a miss, but frankly, just about every website has that problem for real estate website editors. So this is the option. Here's the website that you get. It's very cool. There is a blog functionality here, which is cool. Again, if you follow me on the close, you know how hot to trot I am on content marketing. Obviously, if this were my blog, I would have some concerns about this. Like, the typeface is way too small. There's just one image at the top, but no real calls to action or anything like that. This is something, like they're out of the box blogging functionality for Market Leader. You'd want to apply some best practices to this, but totally editable to get it up to that level. This is not a platform that's designed for people who are like, I'm going to be a real estate blogger. You're going to be able to blog. Like, there is clearly, like, you can go to blog posts. But this is not WordPress. This is not a place where you are going to be able to create custom content that is exactly how you envision it. But again, I know I'm calling that out, but it's not like Market Leader is just particularly bad at this. It's just most real estate websites aren't set up for this. But so to set some expectations, there is I would say the blog functionality is relatively limited, but not completely. So that's good. And then lastly, to just kind of round out the tour here, we have two kind of big radial buttons at the top here for really important stuff. Messages. This is like, if you're receiving email messages, your CRM integrates directly with your email. So if you've got a new message, it's going to pop up here. Obviously, we want to be on top of speed to lead and making sure we're responding to people right away. The reminders button. These are things like if we've got like a date triggered action that needs to happen. These are where you're going to see that. Obviously, if this was mine, I couldn't sleep at night if I had 96 unread messages. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Could you have 96 unread messages? I don't think I could. And same with these reminders. A lot of stuff. I need to have my notifications checked. But glad to see that it's all in here. And frankly, kind of brings us back to the top here. If you are, one other thing I forgot. So as a function of the Market Leader package, you also have access to paid lead generation. This is where Market Leader will run specific ads for sellers to drive them to a home valuation landing page, and to buyers to drive them to your website to set up a customized search. You can pay, like I said, you can pay for these leads. Market Leader is unique in this space. In fact, they are the company I named as our best real estate lead generation option for 2022 because they actually offer a guaranteed number of leads, something that we don't see in anywhere else, frankly. Like they'll say, your market can support 10 leads a month, so that's what we'll sell you, and we can guarantee that for you. And if you don't get that, then we'll make it right for you. So that's the lead product, and obviously new leads are integrated directly into your CRM, so they pop into your contacts, and you can tag them specifically as a certain type, so you can care for them accordingly. And then there's also a Facebook leads option here, which is really designed it's designed more for awareness and kind of growing your sphere. Market Leader has kind of a back end to help you walk through that process. This is not going to be any different than normal Facebook kind of awareness and exposure leads, advertising. And you're really not going to have too much of a different experience than if you just did this straight from Facebook. But it is nice to have Market Leader kind of handling this stuff strictly from like a compliance perspective. Facebook ads can be really touchy. It's easy to create ads that maybe don't check one box, and then you wind up getting the whole ad set rejected. So having somebody who knows exactly the ironclad compliance rules, that's pretty helpful. So I think kudos to Market Leader for offering that as well. And that's the whole package. Is this a complete real estate operating system? I'm not totally sure there is one of those yet, but frankly, Market Leader they are racing near the front towards the destination of having a kind of soup to nuts real estate operating system. They offer a great CRM. They have search functionality, both consumer and agent facing. They've got a marketing center. They've got a website. They've got paid leads. They've got awareness leads. There are a few more bells and whistles, and these guys might be close. And integrating the kind of varied direct mail marketing in with their digital marketing, it's pretty compelling. So Market Leader. Overall, I'm giving you a total pass here. This is absolutely a system that I like, guys. Again, it's not perfect. You guys heard me call out a couple of things that I think that they could improve. There is some functionality that I would really like to see improved on. Like I'd really like to see a customizable kind of you pick self-directed analytics suite. Clearly SMS texting or a dialer would be really handy. Integrating both texting and maybe like passive voicemail drops into the automation functions would be really, really compelling to me. But outside of those things, guys, I think we've got a really solid platform here. So I hope this walkthrough has been helpful for you. I hope that you've gotten a chance to take a look under the hood and see what it's like as a Market Leader agent. And if you have questions, obviously don't hesitate to leave a comment on this video. If you've made it this far in this video, you clearly got some value here, or at least you love the sound of my voice. Either way, give us a like on this video. Go ahead and hit subscribe to the Close YouTube channel so you can make sure you get more cool walkthroughs like this. And again, leave us a comment with your thoughts. Are you a Market Leader user? Is this a platform you recommend to your fellow agents? Why or why not? And thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.